I, the voice that splits the heavens, score of tense strings, whispers of wind and muffled thunder, the voice of the Lord flashes lightning across the sky, proclaimed the prophet, and from it emanates smoke and consuming fire that spread across the earth. Scripture speaks not of gentle metaphors, but of terrifying images. A God who, in judgment, rules over storms and makes the firmament tremble. Even the Psalm of the Good Shepherd, which comforts multitudes, reveals the dark side of divine care, a valley of darkness and death, where light becomes a rare relic. Every modern thunderclap, be it the roar of a fighter jet, the roar of a tornado, or the burst of an electrical storm, echoes the peal of these ancient verses, as if heaven itself wanted to shake humanity from its spiritual slumber. 2. Visible and unavoidable signs, background news effects, distant sirens, and low choir heightening tension. 1. Wars and conflicts. From the Old Testament to the present, prophets have predicted nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. By 2024, more than 200,000 lives have been lost in 134 conflicts around the world. Cities have been turned into ruins, families have been uprooted from their homes, and billions have watched helplessly as new fronts of violence emerge. These numbers, 43 million refugees, almost 80 million displaced, scream in our ears. The violence that was announced echoes on the battlefields and in the deserted streets. 2. Catastrophes of creation. Creation groans as if in labor pains. Unprecedented hurricanes sweep across coastal regions. Forest fires consume entire ecosystems. Tsunamis crisscross coastlines, and record heat waves burst thermometers. 3. Moral collapse. The Apostle Paul, warning the early churches, described perilous times, unloving, cruel, traitorous men and enemies of the truth. Today, we're going through this scenario like sailors on a sea of darkness. Bonds of compassion are broken, lies flourish, and even temples, built in honor of the Almighty, are filled with hypocrisy and scandal. The love of many, which once burned like a beacon, is now growing cold and at risk of extinction. 4. Deceptions and false prophets. Amidst the chaos, seductive voices arise, promising quick salvation and priceless power. Many have claimed to be Christs, leading multitudes into deception. That is why Jesus left an unequivocal command: watch and be ready, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. In Luke, he repeats the call: watch and pray so that you will not enter into temptation. Every moonlit night can hide the unexpected return of the Lamb. Brief pause, solitary drum sound, and heavy breathing. 3. The 7 trumpets and the 4 horsemen, increasing soundtrack of trumpets, somber-channeled introduction. In the book of Revelation, John described visions of trumpets sounding one by one, unleashing judgments upon the earth. There are 7 trumpets that, when played, reveal hail of fire and blood, seas that become deadly, stars that fall like extinguished lamps. Each trumpet brings the moment of the great white throne closer. And even before the trumpets, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse appear: conquest, war, famine, and death. Mounted on animals of sinister colors, white, red, black, and pale, they ride through the paths of the world, leaving trails of desolation, scarcity, and weeping. These horsemen are not just symbols. They represent tangible realities that manifest themselves in political crises, economic crises, food shortages, and unexpected pandemics. IV. Ancient voices that still speak. Reverberating atmosphere, echo of a Gothic church. The Psalms, cradle of praise and warning, raise songs of fear and reverence. A psalmist echoes, "From the voice of the Lord comes thunder, the thunder of his power rends the heavens." Another cries, "Smoke went up from his nostrils, and devouring fire went out of his mouth." And even the comfort of Psalm 23 carries the warning, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." These are not memories of a distant past, but living cries that span the generations, reminding us of the God who reigns over thunder and shadow. V. The Master's last warnings, softer, lower-pitched score with melancholy harp and strings. In the discourses before the crucifixion, Jesus spoke of the signs of the times, birth pangs that precede the birth of a new age. He assessed wars, famines, pestilences, and growing hatred, and said that even then, the end would not come immediately, until the gospel had been preached to all nations. That command still resonates today, an unfinished and urgent mission. In Revelation, Christ himself, vested with authority, issues the supreme warning.